Yes, sir. What's poppin'? It's your boy, the boy Henry, back at it again with another video with some Destiny Rising gameplay. But today I want to take the time to speak to the Destiny 2 event, which took place yesterday. Now, before I get into it, I just want to say I appreciate y'all for coming through, clicking on the video. Hopefully, you watch it all the way to the end and drop some comment, interact with the posts. You feel what I'm saying? Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But now to get into, what the Renegade event or Renegade showcase presented to the good people, to the boys and the girls, the men and the women, was a Star Wars collaboration. You know what I'm saying? And how things tend to go, you know how things go inside the live chats. People just hop in there to piss and moan and complain and this, that, and the third. And one comment really stuck out to me. And the comment spoke to a lack of originality, which was peculiar to me. Because boys and girls, girls and boys. It's a collaboration. It's an official collaboration betwixt Bungie and Star Wars. Of course, Bungie is going to look more like Star Wars inside of the collaboration. You know what I mean? They did things like, there's a sect of the Cabal that's very reminiscent of Stormtroopers. And, you know what I mean? Lightsabers in there. Blaster sounds in there. The X-Wing fighter ship. You know what I'm saying? You get one of those in here. And you and Drifter are on this kind of like scoundrel kind of kick. You know? They done it really, really well in my opinion. And I'm not a person who, I'm not just going to continue to play Destiny even though I'm happy with Destiny. You know, I'm just not one of those type of individuals who will hate play a game. It's just not my bag. It's too many other games to play, to enjoy. And I would just rather do that than just be mindlessly playing through something just to be doing it. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. But at the same time, seeing this genuinely made me want to jump back into the game. And I'm not a huge Star Wars type of guy. It's cool, but I'm not a fanatic. You know, I used to be a huge Destiny guy, but yeah, I'm cool. It's cool. I think it's cool. I like it, but I don't love it. So I'm just not gonna play just anything just because it's Destiny. Just like I'm not just gonna play anything just because it's Star Wars. But the collaboration betwixt the two together, this shit look cool. I fuck with it. You know, they got a kind of at Walker looking thing in here that you can now pilot, which is fire. Which is fire, brother. I dig it. I like it. I want it. So I am for sure gonna jump in here to check this out. 100%. 100%. Now, will I play it for more than a day? I don't know. Will I play it for a week? I don't know. But I'm going to check it the fuck out. Rest assured, I'm going to check it the fuck out. Because I do like the idea of being a kind of scoundrel inside of the Destiny universe. I think Drifter is cool as fuck. He's shady as fuck. But I like it. I like it. You know? Because, you know, throughout Destiny, you've been the good guy. Then you've been, dipping and dabbling and whatnot inside with the darkness. Now you get the opportunity to kind of be that individual who's on the fringe. You get to be an outlaw, baby. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I like the idea of being an outlaw. Maybe it's just a me thing, maybe not. Oh, never mind. You know what? I'm sure it's a lot of people who enjoy the thought of being an outlaw. That shit cool. Billy the Kid in this hoe. You know what I mean? All that aside, though, Bungie is just one of those studios, and Destiny is just one of those games where people are just habitually unhappy with. People love to hate Bungie, similarly to how people love to hate Ubisoft. And not to make any excuses, because they did, in fact, put themselves in this position. But when it comes to something like this, something that is, well, in my opinion, well done. It's presented well. They put a lot of time into it, and it looks to be a quality experience from what they showed. You know, I'm genuinely interested in jumping back in there and seeing what's going on. You know, no matter what they did, people was gonna find something. They were gonna search high and low, low and high, and then throw that in there, even though it had nothing to do with what's being presented at the moment. I know they drop the ball all the time. They do. But just because they drop the ball all the time and they mess up a lot does not mean that when they finally do something good, you know, we take that as an opportunity to still criticize. Because I don't. You know, I look at what you're doing right now, and if it's worthy of praise. If it's worthy of praise, then yeah, we can come back to all that other stuff later. But right now, what's being shown is quality. What's being shown is going to be something that a lot of people dive into. You know, especially if you're a Star Wars fan, you for sure finna dive off in here. People who on the fence gonna for sure dive off in here. People who are just Destiny fans for sure gonna dive off in here. You know, I had an interaction with an individual on TikTok. Because one of the guys I follow over there is a Destiny 2 creator. Because though I don't like really, I'm not that involved in playing it myself, I still like to keep up with the comings and the goings. I like to keep up with what the fuck is going on. You know, that's just what I like to do. Even with games I'm not currently playing. I may not speak about them, but I still want to know what's happening. And, you know, I was like, man, this look cool as fuck. Individual comment on there. End up deleting the comment, mind you, and I foolishly didn't save it in time because I didn't think what they said was egregious enough for them to feel self-conscious about it enough to like go back and delete it, but they did. And they basically, in short, said to you know, not encourage them, not praise them. And I'm like, brother, I put what I said because my reply's still there. I'm like, brother, I get that they may not be doing what you want them to do, or you know, they fuck up or what have you, but that doesn't mean that when they do something good, you can't applaud it. In short, I'm going to put exactly what I said. It's something along the lines of that right there. Because them fucking up in the past is not going to prevent me from enjoying something that they present to me in the now. It's not going to happen. They're going to have to do something super egregious or super crazy. You know, I'm going to have to find out some fucking wild shit for me to just, you know, not play something I want to play. And I don't mind like foregoing an experience based off of something that I see and don't like. I do that all day. But in the past, they've not done anything to where I just organically stopped playing the game. I organically fell out of love with the game based on like balances and the lack of love that they show to PvP. And that's what I like to do. I like the PvP. So if you're not showing your game attention on the PvP side, then I'm naturally gonna stop playing it. But people still hold a lot of disdain in their heart about past doings, and it prevents them from. And that's your right. If that's what you want to do, that's on you. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, but I'm not going to do that. And I can also see where that plays a role in people's critiques on what's going on in the right now. You know, them nerfing a gun or them sunsetting weapons ain't got nothing to do with how cool this shit look and how much fun this in a vacuum is gonna be. None whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be pissed about the fucking Redrix Claymore not hitting like it used to hit, so therefore I'm not finna play Renegade. Like, no, that don't make no sense to me. This ain't got nothing to do with the Redrix Claymore. That don't got nothing to do with Renegades. And I can separate the two, and that's just how I'm gonna compartmentalize. This is just the way I choose to look at things and make it so. Not even make it so, because it's generally how I'm just not allowing. I just don't allow certain things to affect my enjoyment of other things. And some people, either they can't do that, or they just making the point to not do that because they got to axe the grind. Again, which is fine. That's your business. Do what you want to do. But you could be potentially missing out on a great piece of content right here, because this is what it looked like to be a great piece of goddamn content, in my opinion. And in a lot of people's opinion, a lot of people, you know, from a lot of directions I've seen on YouTube, on TikTok, people are excited. People were looking forward to it, and with good reason. You know, there's a lot of similarities between Destiny and Star Wars. You know, it's a collaboration that makes sense. A lot of times you see people collaborate, and it really don't make no sense. You know what I mean? It really don't make no goddamn sense. It just they just grasp it for audiences. But I feel like organically, Destiny and Star Wars will have a similar fan base already. So it more so comes off as something of a appreciation or an homage or something like that, rather than a quote unquote cash grab or audience grab. You know what I mean? This is my take on it. And it looked good. It looks to be well done. I'm with it. And like I said, I might not play it. I might not play for super long. I might not drop 50 hours because it's gonna be it's new activities and all kind of stuff in here. I may not engage in all of the activity. I might just play one or two. I might not even get all of the geared areas to get. I might just get a couple pieces. But that is fine. You don't have to fully engage. That's one thing if I don't engage with everything and I hop back on here and I'm pissing and I'm shitting all on the bitch. That's one thing. But I'm just playing this joint casually. I'm a casual Destiny player. I'm not a lifer. You know what I'm saying? This is not, I'm not a hardcore Destiny tour. You know? That's not the boy. But I just want to pop in and you know, talk about that and, you know, just express my level of excitement and just speak to some of the things I had seen. But that's all I got for you right now. I ain't trying to drag it out too much longer. Drop a like, drop a comment. How you feel about Renegades? Drop a subscribe if you want to. I will catch y'all inside of the next one.